Hello, Raginyy. Welcome to the podcast. This is called One Question Podcast, and we have only 15 minutes on the clock. Uh, I would have done the pleasantries, but people generally know you, generally know me. So let's not get into the how or why. I only have one question, and my question is going to be a little elaborative. So let me just ask this in the most complicated way that I can, and I would require you to just give me a solution, simple solution, right? So, the thing that I've been noticed in the last few days, I would not say, I would say a couple of years, is that with the rising internet and the internet accessibility, we have been seeing a lot of guys getting very radical with their beliefs of how women should be treated, right? And that is how we define the incel behavior on the internet at the very least, right? पिछले ही वीडियो में मैंने एक इंटरनल मिसोजिनी के बारे में साइंस ऑफ इंटरनल मिसोजिनी के बारे में बात करी थी, और उससे पहले मैंने एक जगह पे बात करी थी अबाउट हाउ incels have been ruining the images of other fellow men, right? And the same thing goes with the internet feminists, I would say, the pseudo feminists who do not understand feminism, and the only thing that they understand is hating on men, right? The new blue drum culture is something that has risen out of that. uh, and I would say this is on the rise. The divide is on the rise, the hate is on the rise, and the hate has become mutual at this point. पहले it was patriarchy, उसकी वजह से ऑपरेशन को काउंटर करने के लिए फेमिनिज्म, and now it's just hate as a result of everything, not just from the women's side, from both the sides, right? And internet is adding fuel to it. I have been talking on my channel about men's mental health. I'm a psychologist. I have been talking about that. I have been talking about men's rights for years now. And the second I put out a video calling the incel behavior out, I get comments saying that my degree is as good as Awkward Goat's degree. Let's just say that, right? So that's how audiences turn. But that's not the point. The point is divide. You have been called pick me, I believe. You have been called anti feminist just because you raise your voice against people such as Awkward Goat, such as Retha, such as like the entire trend of wizard list, jahan pe women were calling her mother unnecessarily, right? So, what is your POV from your side, and what's the solution to this? How do we deal with this rising internet hate coming from both the sides? I would like you to proceed.
So the thing is कि the gender divide, that is like a one-fold result of जो भी divide or whatever uh, what we talk about कि there's a divide on the internet uh, pertaining to the algorithm, that the algorithm is doing that. तो अभी gender divide तो is I think one wing of that. It originally, like if you go really back, how Facebook kind of started, or even how any social media, however they started, that their kind of profit model is mostly based on divide. So you have to understand that is the nature of the app itself. Like they get profit off of divide. The more people fight in the comments, the more time they spend on social media, and the more earnings they get. So it is very natural for them as a company. Like if I am a company in a capitalistic system and I can profit off of divide, it would actually be unnatural for me to not do that. So I don't think कि it's entirely like this blame can be entirely placed on कि अच्छा these guys are doing this to us, and these companies are churning in this kind of algorithm where they're showing all the men cases of जो blue drum or Atul Subhash, all these cases, and they're showing all the women, all the R cases, or all the जो hardcore radical feminism के जो hatred वाले जो थोड़े pages होते हैं, मेरे को तो बड़े scary लगते हैं वो तो. That is like really scary territory, both from both sides. तो this is happening to both of them. तो ये तो अब एक sphere में हो रहा है, but that's actually happening to everybody. Like if you look at our parents, they are also divided politically, and it might not be gender related, but they also are having the same like divisions in like their friend circle or social circle. Or even if you look at the younger kids, they are also kind of getting divided. जो जिन बच्चों को like their parents give them tabs and mobiles and all of that, so they are also divided based on trends. कि some people think कि जो आजकल words भी आ गए ना, there's some words also related to all of this, तो some people use them, some don't. कोई memes देखते हैं, जो नहीं देखते उनको uncool समझते हैं, ऐसा कुछ. तो there is always like there, if someone has to profit, creating division is like the best idea to do that. Like look at okay, this is gonna be shit. I was gonna say look at Gandhi, but that's gonna be very controversial. So so ठीक है, मतलब that's just a joke guys, don't take it seriously. But yeah, so this division is actually the basic nature of whatever apps, मतलब not whatever apps की Zoom and all में नहीं होता, but if you have like interaction based app where the company is earning from your time given to that particular medium. So yeah, this is a basic understanding, it is going to happen. And I think I've like since I like astrologically also, like when I talk to my clients and all, I think what I've actually noticed is that because these guys are like constantly on these apps and constantly on these either dating sites या gender related अगर बोलो कि either they are looking at these memes of जो भी आजकल मीम्स आते हैं, न्यूज़ आती हैं, वीडियोज़ आती हैं, एंड देन देर गोइंग टू दीज डेटिंग साइट्स जहाँ पे और हार्ड कोर डिविजन हो रहा है. तो आई फील लाइक वॉट it neurologically does to your brain also, कि your neurons also kind of start training themselves to always have a reaction like कि if this person is not agreeing with me, I'll go like full throttle and एकदम ही I start abusing. और एकदम ही थोड़ा सा भी मेरे आइडियल से ये पर्सन के आइडियल थोड़े से भी मैच नहीं करे तो ये मेरा एकदम ही एनिमी बन जाएगा. तो which is I think which is actual like algorithmic training, because that is not normal, that is not how humans used to behave. जैसे like चार्ली कर्क का भी आप देखोगे, अभी जो भी उसकी कॉन्स्पिरेसी थ्योरीज हैं, ओके देर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट आर हैपनिंग बिहाइंड द कर्टन्स एंड देयर इज डीप स्टेट इन्वॉल्व, देयर इज लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स इन्वॉल्व. If we keep that aside, if we look at Charlie Kirk as as a speaker or whatever, even if I didn't agree with whatever he was saying, but अगर अमेरिकन इकोनॉमी की हालत इस स्टेज पे आ गई है that people are killing other people just because they don't agree with them, so that is really not great. Especially like ऐसा अगर आप कर रहे हो तो you're killing the platform of debating, you're killing the any political discussion platform को आप खुद ही organically you're destroying it. And any type of gender related discussion also, any type of like LGBTQ related discussion also, any type of कि जो भी जो सोसाइटी के थोड़े अतरंगी से पार्ट्स होते हैं उनको कैसे असिमुलेट करें सोसाइटी में, उस टाइप की डिस्कशन तो आप ऐसे बंद ही कर रहे हो. इफ़ यू आर टर्निंग सो रैडिकल, ऑल बोथ ऑफ दीज मेन एंड वेमेन, इफ़ यू आर टर्निंग सो रैडिकल, तो देन हाउ विल वी टॉक, लाइक हाउ विल वी गेट टू सिचुएशन. एंड गवर्नमेंट्स ये करती हैं, लाइक इट्स नॉट लाइक कि ये फर्स्ट टाइम हुआ, ये हमेशा ही कुछ ना कुछ डिवीजन चलता रहता है गवर्नमेंट का. बिकॉज लाइक आई एम नॉट ब्लेमिंग द गवर्नमेंट और एनीथिंग, बट यूजुअली व्हेन आपको अगर इफ़ यू वांट टू क्रिएट सम काइंड ऑफ ऑर्डर, तो to create that order you also will have to kind of create some kind of division to keep people in check. अब वो division कहाँ किस हद तक है, वो I think that lines we are crossing right now, कि because of these divisions ऐसे radical हरकतें हो रही हैं कि people are hurting other people. तो that is,
We have started killing the messengers basically.
yeah,
There's an idea and there's a messenger, and we have started killing the messengers. And the Charlie Kirk has set up a precedent कि it can be anyone at this point, right? We have the most gun violent ones are the Republicans, right? Yet we are seeing Republicans getting murdered in broad daylight. And when you set that precedent, anybody can be the next target from both the parties, from both the sides. Be it outside, be it in our own country. We can have anybody from the left as well, be it Dhruv Rathi, be it Ranting Gola, be it Arpit Sharma. anybody can get a bullet if you set up that precedent. Ki it's okay for you to receive a bullet on your neck because you speak.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all. I do not agree with Dhruvrati Rantingola Arpit Sharma at all, but that doesn't guarantee a bullet to their neck.
Yeah.
Right? They are just speaking at this point. If they go to a stage and actually incite riots, do that activity, then that's a different point. Then they should be punished not by let's say this Batman kind of a way, more in a judiciary way,
Yeah.
more in a legal way, right? That's the extent that we can go to, but not taking the law in your own hands is what I'm trying to say, which has been the precedent after the Charlie Kirk shooting, that it is now possible.
Yeah.
Anybody, it's a playing battlefield. It's the wild wild west again,
And if
which
if you
I
think,
don't think will be implemented in this country,
but if you think about it,
but it's
ki,
still a precedent.
it is still a kind of a president like that. But if you think about it, कि ये वहाँ, if this has happened there, now what if like this kind of translates into these gender wars? Like what if like people start doing it here also? So that is such a, that is not a nice, that should stop.
And there was a part of gender war-ish philosophy behind Charlie Kirk as well. I believe that he was very like, when he said women should do their own jobs by staying at home, that is a gender statement, right? Apart from his other statements which he has made. So there is also that infuriation within the left, I would say, that you shouldn't oppress women to the point that he was speaking about, which got paraphrased a lot to the point that जो उसने कहा था turned into Chinese whisper, और जो murderer के कान में गया, that was a different statement and he took the call, right? So yeah, you should not oppress women, and that should not be your first instinct as a thought. But again, killing somebody for that thought is not right. And it's just an example at this point. It can turn into anything. It can turn into anything in any part of the world, because right now you have the left got what they did, they wanted, but you have also created a martyr on the right side, which was
हाँ,
not needed at all.
yeah.
Nobody needed Charlie Kirk to be a martyr, but now he is.
Yeah.
So that can raise even more radicalization, as you were saying.
That I think it
Even
will.
more boys will look at that and say ki, fine, I'll speak my own mind and I'll be as racist, as
Yeah.
homophobic, as misogynistic as I want, because now this is a martyr, because this is my example.
Yeah, that too will happen, 100%. Like I know some people who are actually his fans. Like they agree with him. Like, I don't know them personally. Like I've seen them on the internet, but and they are famous people also. तो मतलब ठीक है, I think it's also ये this gender war na, I think it's also because of कि people don't understand where people are coming out of. Now अभी Charlie Kirk है, he's like 30-year-old, he wants to get married, he has 2 children, he he has his career in line. तो ठीक है, he wants a traditional type of family kind of stuff, which is fine, which is now that is allowed for him because he's doing good in a capitalistic system. But अगर वो सेम चीज़, if he propagates the same thing to millions of men who are maybe not doing as great as him on the capitalistic system scale or whatever, तो उनको तो ये गलत मैसेज होगा ना कि women should serve you. Like yeah, women can serve Charlie Kirk because his wife is working as well. And when Charlie Kirk is talking about women serving him, it's like getting him like tea or something. But the meaning completely changes when you kind of shift economic backgrounds, and especially like Indian men listening to him, which is like he's feeding into the Indian patriarchal notion of like hardcore labor and like
Women should be in the kitchen
yeah,
is
all of
the
that,
standard.
all of that. तो मतलब वो जो भी गलत नहीं है, लाइक आई लाइक बीइंग इन द किचन, मैं भी लाइक मैं खुद ही किचन में रहती हूँ क्योंकि मुझे खाना बनाना अच्छा लगता है, तो वो भी गलत बात नहीं है, बट
Same.
एवरीबडी शुड बी इन द किचन. बिकॉज लाइक ऐसे मतलब ऐसे ये
Right.
बोलते हैं कि मेन डोंट कुक या जो भी है, पर अभी जो रिसेंटली हिस्टोरिकल फाइंडिंग्स भी लाइक रिवाइज हुई हुई हैं, एंड उसमें बोला गया है कि विमेन यूज टू हंट अलॉन्ग साइड विद मैन एंड मैन यूज टू कुक अलॉन्ग साइड विद विमेन. तो खाना जब बनता है वो तो सबका ही, दैट इज़ अ लाइक, I don't understand why this is such a huge. I also feel that all these people who are actually talking about it, they've never made food. I feel like they've never made food because they don't know how you need a community to make food. You need more than like एक बंदे का खाना is not feasible for one person to make. So that is why we had communities in the past. That's why like humans started as communities. तो वो भी ऐसे कोई गलत बात नहीं है कि women should serve, but a man saying कि women should serve specifically and taking that only one point, वो थोड़ा अजीब है कि you have other things to focus on. Like he could have taken over the government. He could have asked about the Epstein files. And the minute he actually started asking about the state of Israel and all of that, तो उसके बाद like they kind of got to him. So this is the thing, when you talk about these gender divides or if women should be in the kitchen, so that is, that is a very good engagement farming kind of controversy type of topic. But when you talk about real issues, actual governmental issues, तो वो प्रॉब्लम है. लाइक हियर इन द वीडियो ऑल्सो वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट इंडियन इशूज, क्योंकि वी नो कि देयर इज गोना बी बैकलैश. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट चार्ली कर्क जो हु इज़ नॉट इवन इन आवर कंट्री, तो वी नो कि अच्छा वी आर सेफ, इसमें हम कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं. तो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो ह्यूज ह्यूज इशू. दिस इज़ द मेन इशू आई फील कि जो बात करनी चाहिए वो अलाउड ही नहीं है, और ये जेंडर आइडेंटिटी, ब्लू ड्रम और पता नहीं ये हो गया वो हो गया, ये डिस्कस करो. तो this is really unfair, and I think the audience also should start realizing this कि what's happening to them, what's being fed to them, and what their mind is being trained to think about futile things basically.
I do genuinely believe that it's not just we usually see that meme pages are made by, let's say, 14-15-year-old kids, right? But in reality, when you go outside, you will see the same mindset in people who are 30, who are 40, who are in their 50s, who consider themselves to be eligible bachelors and are just again incels, right? Because of their actions, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. It's just their own actions which they can uh, uh, change, and that will be enough for a good social well-mannered person, for them to be a good social well-mannered person. So as a solution also, there are two things that I can say from the get-go. Is first, parents should have their own supervision. We have started seeing a lot of casual parenting in the recent, I would say, 5-10 years, which is not acceptable in a way that you are raising somebody who's going out in the society and can be potential harm to anybody, be it a man or a woman, does not matter, right? If there is radical thinking in their mind, that's a harm, right? And the second thing is just have your own self check. If everybody wants to have a family, everybody wants to have a child, everybody wants to have growth in their life, success in their life, they want to be social, they want to be happy at the end of the day. Nobody wants to actually be the sigma sad guy standing alone in the rain because he has worked out for the last 5 hours and he's panting at this moment. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be that sad. Everybody at the end of the day want to be happy and content in their life, right? So if you just have that basic self check and you just check your own manners, you just, if you do not agree with somebody, अभी पिछले वीडियो में कहा था मैंने कि if you do not agree with somebody, block them. As simple as that. You don't have to engage with them in the comments and call them any words. Stick to your own guns. Stick to your own beliefs. If you don't agree with their beliefs, block them. Move on. That's the best thing you can do as a man or as a woman as well.
Yeah.
Crusade won't do anything or bring any change if you are talking in the comment section of internet. This won't do shit at the end of the day, right? Nobody is going to change their own mindset because you said something. So just have your own self check is all I can suggest at this point.
Yeah.
Any suggestion from your side?
I have a bit hardcore suggestion. My suggestions are like leaving the
Go for it.
internet. just deleting Instagram. But I understand कि
No, but
नहीं होता.
sorry to cut you off, but that's a brilliant way. That's a brilliant way. My girlfriend does not have Instagram at all. She's a teacher, and like it's somewhat lies in a gray area where she's first of all not allowed by her institution,
Oh.
work institution, to have a social yeah, and she herself is very skeptical of Instagram. She's very happy scrolling YouTube shorts, and she's very happy in her own life, the way that she's living that. But Instagram is something that has turned into a Twitter where you see random beheading videos, random bullet wounds, random bloodshed. So that is your threshold up to which you can go to on Instagram, right? Everything else from under that is radicalization.
हाँ.
It is very rare that you will see cool cat videos on the Instagram at the very least, but everything else is radicalization. So she's very happy to do that and to be off Instagram. So that there is merit to what you're saying is that you should leave Instagram, you should get a detox if you feel like you are getting radicalized by yourself.
Yeah, that तो I generally feel कि या तो even if you wanna have Instagram you can have, but scrolling मुझे लगता है like scrolling is doing something to people. Like I genuinely feel like कि even like my clients when they talk about like recently a lot of clients have been coming with like really debilitated and bad moon. एंड वो एकदम से ही हो गया. आई थिंक इस साल मून का भी ट्रांजिट है तो शायद उसकी दशा चल रही है, तो जो जो लोग को इफेक्ट होना था उनको शायद हो रहा है, इसलिए इतने ज़्यादा इफेक्ट हो रहा है, तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है. बट एंड ऑल ऑफ देम काइंड ऑफ कनेक्ट टू लाइक मिस यूज ऑफ लाइक phone, like misuse of like scrolling of some kind, कि all of most of them are like scrolling on their phones while eating and constantly scrolling on their phones, like chronic scrolling जो होती है ना, जो हर कुछ काम कर करके कुछ कुछ काम करते करते जो लोग स्क्रोलिंग करते हैं, तो ये chronic scrolling is also I feel like कि as I said it kind of is training your neurons to like constantly, like I think your neurons are getting irritated and that's why that agitation is coming on into the comment section. तो ये तो मेरे को लगता है थोड़ा like I'm a bit, I think your girlfriend is also right कि this is a bit territory.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So time's up. And I think we have had a discussion in a way that can help somebody who's open minded, and that's all you need is to have just an open mind. You can see merit in both. You can take us as an example. We do not stick to one gender or one group or try to please that one audience base. We are critical in a way, both you and I, that we have our own independent thinking. Right. We do not rely on just one type of audience. The best kind of engagement I've got are from feminists. And I've called out feminists, pseudo feminists as well, multiple times on my channel. Such as Awkward Goat, as I've been saying constantly, because she is also supposed to be a psychologist, and I do not want to be in that circle. Right. So, so So that's my take. ठीक है? So it was, I would say, a productive conversation. Again, if you have open mind, all we are requesting is for you to look into the world not from your own biases, but with an open mind.
Yes.
That's my closing note. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
मिलते हैं कभी और. We can discuss astrology in another podcast if you want.
Yes. Would be really
चलो.
glad.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.